pain, and it hurts, shouted Crystal. I know it does. That's how you end up with arms like Jennifer Aniston doing that, said Barry. There had been a little ripple of laughter, but this time they laughed with him. What was it that Barry had had? He was always so present, so natural, so entirely without self-consciousness. Teenagers, Tessa knew, were riven with the fear of ridicule. Those who were without it, and God knew there were few enough of them in the adult world, had natural authority among the young. They ought to be forced to teach. And rest, Barry said, and Crystal slumped, red in the face and rubbing her arms. You'll have to give up the fags, Crystal, said Barry, and he got a big laugh this time. Okay, who else wants a try? When Crystal rejoined her watching classmates, she was no longer laughing. She watched each new rower jealously, her eyes darting constantly to Barry's bearded face to see what he thought of them. When Carmen Lewis messed it up completely, Barry said, "Show 'em, Crystal," and her face lit up as she returned to the machine. But at the end of the exhibition, when Barry asked those who were interested in trying out for the team to raise their hands, Crystal kept her arms folded. Tessa watched her shake her head, sneering, as Nicky muttered to her. Barry carefully noted down the names of the interested girls, then looked up. "And you, Crystal Whedon," he said, pointing at her. "You're coming too. Don't you shake your head at me. I'll be very annoyed if I don't see you. That's natural talent you've got there. I don't like seeing natural talent wasted." "Crystal," he said loudly, inscribing her name. "Whedon." Had Crystal thought about her natural talent as she showered at the end of the lesson? Had she carried the thought of her new aptitude around with her that day, like an unexpected valentine? Tessa did not know, but to the amazement of all, except perhaps Barry, Crystal had turned up at tryouts. Colin was nodding vigorously as Kay took him through relapse rates at Bellchapel. "Parminder should see this," he said. "I'll make sure she gets a copy. Yes, very useful indeed." Feeling slightly sick, Tessa took a fourth biscuit. 10. Parminder worked late on Monday evenings, and as Vikram was usually at the hospital, the three Jawanda children laid the table and cooked for themselves. Sometimes they squabbled, occasionally they had a laugh, but today each was absorbed in their own particular thoughts, and the job was completed